Hey guys, and welcome to today's first impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a recently released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. And today we're looking at Gravitar Recharged, which is a puzzle game and a movement simulator, if you like, mixed with shoot 'em up mechanics. It's very, very good, but very, very difficult. You are going to require a lot of skill for this game. It is very challenging, very punishing, and you can make it harder on yourself, so that's always a thing. As always, we'll look through the settings first, and then we will jump straight into the game, and I'll show you how it works. Full disclaimer though, I am god-awful at this game. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so I'm actually really impressed with this menu. There isn't a lot of graphic settings, but what it's got kind of hits the spot. It is 2D, side-scrolling. There are some particle effects, so maybe they could add some more options in, but what they've got so far is actually really positive. They've got VSync on or off, your FPS mode, screen shake on or off. It is on by default, windowed mode on or off, and then this. I want more colorblind options like this. This is huge. If I was to say, like, something that they could add to this would maybe be a short tooltip or a descriptor of what each of these are. Because even though I know I'm colorblind, I couldn't tell you for the life of me what it's called. So I wouldn't know which of these options to go with. But this is still really, really good. Yeah, I'm really happy with this colorblind menu. It's fantastic. Your audio settings, they do not start you at mind-blowingly loud. It starts you at 80%. And honestly, it's a very interesting sort of contrast with the sounds, because the sounds and the ambient sounds and everything are very chill and very relaxed, yet you're in a spaceship trying to blow shit up. So I like that contrast. But again, full marks for them here. They've not started at maximum volume. That's really good. Gameplay. You can invert your X, you can have movement sensitivity, turn it up or as low as you like. You might want to turn this down if you're struggling, maybe. You can have vibration on or off if you're using a controller, which I very highly recommend. And then vibration strength. This is something else that is really good for accessibility. If you play with the controller and you put vibration on and it's like proper intense, you can often finish a game and your hand is still hurting afterwards. So vibration is good in some sense, but the fact that they've actually added in the ability to turn down the strength of the vibration is fantastic. And then language. And then you can remap your controls. Now, it does work with the keyboard and mouse, but I would highly, highly recommend using a controller for this game. It just makes things easier. That being said, I do have a gripe with the keybind remapping in that if you're using keyboard and mouse, I wanted to rebind shoot to the left mouse button. You know, shoot with the left mouse button and then just steer with everything else. Unfortunately, you can't do that. It doesn't pick up the mouse as a controller input. And if I had a negative thing to say about these options, that would be it. Allow the player to use everything at their disposal. You know, like thrust with W, and then I've got buttons on my mouse, so I could have the tractor beam as one of the mouse buttons, and then shooting with the left mouse button would make this game a lot easier on keyboard and mouse. But yeah, I would still say play this with a controller. So that's your options. Let's see what a game actually handles like. Okay, so we're gonna play a game now. It does have multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is local. I don't think it has like a global or an online multiplayer. I've not actually tried it. Single player is plenty challenging enough. And then you can, like I said at the start of this video, make it much more difficult on yourself, as if the game isn't already punishing enough. You can choose to select, I think, one or all of these. So you can have a single life, no power-ups, and no shield, and you will get a small boost at the end of the arcade play to your score. I like the fact they've added this, and I like the fact that it is purely optional. I'm not going to be selecting any of these because I'm bad enough at the game as it is. There is literally like very little to no loading times, which is fantastic. And honestly, graphics wise, it looks really, really cool. It's simplistic, yet it's still kind of awesome. I love the little particle effects going off. I love the fact that you have a sun and you've got planets going around the sun at different orbits, and you've got different planets that you can sort of, as a result, land on. So the aim of the game is to get points by doing objectives, completing puzzles, and killing enemies. As I said, you have this sun here. If you fly into the sun, you will die. And you basically have to go around, find planets and things to land on, and then do the puzzles. Objects will hurt you, and you will have to wait for your shields to regenerate. As you can see in the top, when you have a box around you will have some shields, and you will take an extra hit, which is actually kind of nice. To land on a planet, you basically have to find one. It's a planet, not an asteroid. And once you've found a planet, you will have to hover over it, which in of itself is a challenge because you don't really have a break as such. You've just got to go around and sort of use your thruster to sort of say where it is you need to go. You've got a single 3-hit weapon, and you've basically got to avoid the hazards. You've got to avoid hitting things and work your way through. You have a objective in the top left of each planet. Each planet is different, and they're each they're each different with the way that they challenge you. Some have much more challenging sort of platforming aspects, and some have more enemies. It is an incredibly difficult game, and I am not good at it, but I am enjoying myself immensely. It is challenging enough, but not to the point where you think the game's being unfair. If you die, it is purely and simply because you done goofed, right? As bad as I am, I don't mind that I'm bad because I can see how I can improve and be a bit more gentle with the thruster and sort of position myself better so as to not do quite terribly. Each time you die, you will be kicked out of the planet and you will have to go in again. Now, that being said, I would rather like a break button. But I get that if you had a break button, it would essentially kind of just take away from the point of the game and the challenge, right? If you had a break button, it wouldn't really do what the game was sort of aiming for, right? And then when you lose, you get your points and you see where you are and it shows you your best. And that's all there is to it. That is the game. I am a big fan of this. I think it's awesome. It's simplicity done well. It's, you know, pretty straightforward and down the line. So there you are. Check this game out. It came out on June the 2nd. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I shall see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.